Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. This video is specifically for seniors or people who are brand new to privacy and security with kind of an edge towards maybe towards a senior audience if you've never done this for the first time. It doesn't matter if you've been hacked or you're afraid of getting hacked, you're completely confused on how to use the internet. This guide is meant for you. Now, what is my background? Well, I've been making videos here on YouTube for around 8 years, helping people pick the best products when it comes to privacy and security. Before that, I was always the computer guy in my family, helping my parents set up computers, helping children set up computers as well in school when I was growing up. So I've always been good at helping people understand technology and computers, and that's what we're going to be doing here today. We're going to be helping you set up everything, and we're going to be breaking it down in 4 possible areas of concern that you will probably have using the internet in 2023 and going forward. I'm going to be educating you on some of these very important terms you do need to understand when using internet, and I guarantee almost 99% of seniors or anyone who's new to the internet, or a lot of people who actually use the internet at maybe a comfortable level, don't know some of these terms, and it's very important that they learn them. So guys, I think this video is going to be very helpful for pretty much anyone. I'm going to be putting timestamps in the description down below of each individual category if you want to skip around. But if you're a senior, I encourage you to watch all of this. It will be very knowledgeable, and there's going to be a wide variety of tools you could take advantage of. Some are free tools and some are paid. I'm going to be putting affiliate links and regular links all the way down in the description down below and pinned comment. If you click on any of these links, it'll help support this guide and video. There's no need for you to pay me or anything like that. This is completely free, but some of those products that will help you out, if you decide to use those links, can send me a small cutback just for transparency's sake. Of course, though, there are some free tools as well that don't have affiliate programs either that I'm going to be recommending in this video. All right, guys, so first of all, let's start off with the first topic. And this is something that is very important in the modern day. So the first topic we're going to be talking about is phishing. Now, phishing is something that is very different than something called a virus. And now, what exactly is phishing? Well, phishing generally means that you get some kind of email. This is a good example right here. It's a very obvious one, but it's a good example for now, and I'm going to be showing you some of these other examples. Basically, you might get an email saying, hey, you've done something wrong. The worst case scenario is you get an email that says, hey, your account has been compromised. Please click on this button, click on this link, enter in your login details, and change your password, and your account will now be secure. Actually, 100% of the time, this email is sent from a fraudster, someone trying to get into your account. So what happens is you will click on this link, enter in your login information, and you pretty much just handed over your login information to a malactor. This is extremely common, even happens to big companies, so don't feel too bad about it. However, it's very common and very easy to have it happen to you. I have people constantly trying to phish me every day, and understanding which emails to look out for is kind of one of the things that you kind of will need experience in. However, there are some ways to kind of get around this, and I will be suggesting this going forward. But this is a good example of a phishing link. We can also take a look at this example. Basically, it will look like a regular email. They will want you to click on a link, and you will go there and probably enter in your login information. You might be seeing a pattern here. Don't click on links in emails. Almost all the time, unless it's a verified sender, there is most of the time something shady going on. Another way you can tell if something is shady or not, you can look at the email header, and this is a good example of it. As you can see, it looks like an AT&T email. However, the email is someone not from AT&T, so you got to be sure about that. Always make sure to check the header to make sure it's a legit email. Now guys, you really do got to be careful with phishing, and there's one reason why a lot of people get tricked. Well, just because it says it's from Google doesn't mean it is. Take for example this email I got on my email. It says it's from google.com. It's immediately kind of suspicious to me for a variety of reasons. One, it says it's from Google, but it has tons of Russian text in it. It's also asking me to verify something, and it wants me to click this link here. If I click this link, it would probably want me to enter in some kind of information, which would give it to them straight away, which is what means it's phishing. It also probably wants me to click on this button here as well. Fortunately, Google has identified this as phishing or spam, and it is in my spam folder, but this is a good example. You can see at the top that it does say at google.com, but it's a really weird kind of email. Forms, receipts, no reply. This means it is not legitimate. And like I said, you really just got to be careful with these kind of things. And as you can see, it's mailed by Tricks Bounces. It's a really weird email. Just because it looks like it doesn't mean it is. If you're wondering if it's phishing or not, most of the time, just ignore it. Do not click on things in your emails unless you're 100% sure. Even if there's 20% doubt, do not click on it. And that's just my advice. It's something you'll learn over time. If something looks suspicious or not, if it has Russian text in it, if it looks like a really weird email, it's probably gonna be a phishing email. Alright guys, now that I've illustrated to you what phishing is, hopefully you have a good understanding. Basically, phishing is pretty much someone trying to get your login information and tricking you to click on something and just give it to them. This does not require any software on your computer, and most commonly it's done through email services or even chat services. If you're a senior using Facebook, be extremely careful. I would advise you to never click on a link sent from any one of your friends, because a lot of times this is what happens, is one of your senior friends will get their Facebook account hacked from clicking on a phishing link, and then they will send you phishing links from their account. It's a good way to phish people because you will trust that person send you the link, and you will get your own account hacked and stolen. So be extremely careful about clicking on any links any of your friends send you on Facebook. So guys, what is one of the tools I'm going to be recommending right away? Well, this service is called skiff.com. This is a completely free service to use. And basically what I'm going to suggest is make a brand new email account. Your old email account you've probably had for 10 to 20 years, and it could be loaded with tons of junk on there, and your password might even be compromised. So we're going to be wanting to start a brand new Skiff account, and this is just like Gmail, but it's more privacy friendly. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be recommending that you make a new email with Skiff. Now Skiff, like I said, is privacy friendly, it's free to use, and it's very similar to Google Drive. It's very easy for people to use, even if you're not experienced with email. It's completely free. You can see on the pricing page, you're just going to go to skiff.com, start an email, make an email. Now guys, let's discuss if you really need a new email with a service like this. Now at this point, you guys might be wondering, do I really need to change my email? I've had this email for a long time. I really don't want to change it. Well, unfortunately, it might be a good idea. And I'm going to lay out 3 reasons why you might want to change your email. Number 1, if you're using Hotmail, Yahoo, MSN, AOL, or an outdated messenger from your internet service provider, you probably should change it to a new one. Number 2, you probably should change your email if you think it's been compromised at any point of the line. If you've ever lost the password, if anyone's ever gotten into the account, it could be a good idea to change it. Number 3, if your real life name is a part of your email address, this is not a good idea. It lets people find your email address way easier. And overall, it's just not a good idea to have your real life information in an address that you may be giving to websites. So if you have any one of those 3 things, you definitely should get a new email address. And you should make your email address something more anonymous, something random, not associated with anything in your real life information. Anyways, guys, once you also note down that you should get Skiff, we're going to be wanting to install something called Brave. Now, Brave browser is a complete replacement to your normal internet browser, whether using Internet Edge, Firefox, Google Chrome, or anything like that. Brave is a much more secure browser. It has default settings enabled that will prevent ads, tracking, and all sorts of things like that. The built-in default settings are going to help you also kind of avoid some phishing links and compromised websites as well. So this is going to help you natively kind of not go to things you shouldn't be going to that could compromise your security online. Once again, this is also a completely free tool that you could download and install on pretty much any operating system, just like Skiff, available on mobile and PC. So make sure to download Brave as well and set it as your default browser. All right, guys, now that we're also talking about other tools related to phishing, we're also going to be wanting to check out Twilio's Authy. Now, Twilio's Authy is a 2-factor authentication application. If you don't know what 2-factor authentication is, well, basically what it is that anytime you try to log into an account, it's going to double check it's you through this application. Basically what it does is it sends you a code on your, it has like an app on your phone, and there's going to be a code that you have to copy down to log in to verify it's you. Basically what this does is if someone does get your credentials, and if you've been phished on accident, they still won't be able to get into your account because they don't have the code from Authy. It's a little bit of a pain sometimes when you're logging into accounts, but trust me, it is worth it, because two-factor authentication can be one step that prevents someone from taking over all your accounts. So guys, I would recommend checking out Authy. This one is extremely simple to use. Like I said, you'll pretty much just set it up. It has good directions on the application, and you'll copy these codes when logging into applications as a double security measure. So someone, even if they got your password, they would still need this thing. The way it works is that these numbers change every 20 seconds or so, and it's very secure. So make sure to check out Authy as well, as an additional way to prevent being phished online. All right, guys, finally, we're going to be getting something called Malwarebytes. Now, this is the first paid tool I'm recommending. They do have a free plan, but I would recommend going for the premium plan. There'll be a link in the description and pinned comment down below for Malwarebytes. If you buy this one, it's going to natively protect you against some forms of phishing on your browser. So this will go really well with Brave. It's going to be on your computer, and it's even going to have additional benefits we're going to be talking about later on in this video and this guide. So I would really recommend checking out Malwarebytes with my link and installing it and buying it. It's pretty affordable, and it's going to be giving you a lot of security and stuff like that. Not only is it going to protect you against phishing and sketchy links on the internet, but it's also going to be helping you out in the virus section, which we'll discuss in a second. All right, guys, now we're talking about viruses. Now, viruses are bad. You do not want a virus on your computer. Unfortunately, you might have had some kind of infection on your computer, and if someone gets a virus on your computer, they could pretty much take over your entire computer. They can see which websites you've been to. They could see the files on your computer. They can even see what you're typing and steal your passwords that way. So viruses are actually much worse than phishing, and a lot of time they could completely make it not even worth using that computer. Lots of times it's better to just unplug it, turn it off, and get rid of it. Recycle it or something like that. And that's why in this section, that's what I'm going to be recommending you to do, just to be safe, just to make sure we start on a clean slate here. Now what we want to do is probably get a new computer, and I'm going to be giving you some recommendations here now in this video. All right, first guys, if you're actually thinking about getting a computer, I would recommend this one. I actually just bought this today. It looks like a great deal. This is a pretty affordable computer with pretty good power. It's going to be good for most seniors. It's very lightweight, it's going to be reliable, and it's going to be easy to use at a good price. So if you're looking for a new computer, this one is a go-to. If you're looking for more of a budget option, I would recommend this one. Now guys, if you have a little bit more money and you want a good computer, a little bit more power, maybe a little bit more premium feel, this is another good option. I'm going to be putting both of these links in the description and pinned comment down below. Microsoft Surface laptop for 13.5 includes a touchscreen and stuff like that. Another good option. So guys, once you have a new computer, that's going to make sure you have no viruses. So that's really the safest way to do so. And it's best to just start brand new, in my opinion. However, if you really don't want to buy a new computer, you don't have to, and you can still follow the steps in this tutorial. But not only that, I would actually recommend getting a smartphone as well. You want to make sure your smartphone is new, up to date, and good to use and secure. I'm going to be recommending a budget phone called the Pixel 6a. I've bought this one, and this is an excellent device, very secure, and will have security updates for a number of years to come. This is a great device and very cheap and easy to use. Secondly, if you have a little bit more money, I would recommend the Google Pixel 7. This is a newer device, but still pretty affordable for what it is. And it's going to give you a long time security as well with the security updates and be easy to use as well. Like I was saying in the phishing section, we're going to be wanting to check out Malwarebytes Premium. Now, Malwarebytes Premium is probably the first thing you do want to install on your brand new computer. The premium version, as you can see here, scans your computers 24/7 to look for any kind of malware. It also prevents your computer from being infected by various malicious websites. So this is something you definitely want to get. All right, guys, so data breaches. Data breaches are something that unfortunately is out of your control. If you've used any internet website or service, your chances are you've been subject to some kind of data breach. Basically what happens is companies like Facebook or other companies have a hacker access their website and they get information about you. This could range from anything from your in real life information concerning where you live, your phone number, even credit cards, and your passwords used on that website. So as you might think, it's very important you don't use those same passwords on other websites. Let's say Facebook gets breached and a hacker gets a list of all the passwords. They might have your password on Facebook and be able to get into your other accounts. So guys, that's why we're going to be installing something super important, and that's called a password manager. So guys, the password manager I recommend is called Bitwarden. This one is completely free to use and very easy to use. Basically, all you will do is install Bitwarden on your computer, on your phone. You're going to make an account with it. And once that happens, you're going to have this little thing pop up just like this. This is an extension. So what you want to do is when you go to the downloads section, you're going to want to put it on Windows and your browser too. You could kind of choose one or the other. You could just put it on your browser, the Brave browser, which would be fine. So you want to install it on your browser and install it on your phone too. So once you do that, you're going to have this little thing just like up here. You're going to make an account. So I'm going to log into my account to show you some things about it. As you can see here, I have two-factor authentication on Bitwarden, and I set this up with Authy as I discussed earlier. All right, guys, now that I'm logged into my Bitwarden account, this is what it will look like. So basically what you're going to do is go to your accounts and change the passwords. The password manager is basically like a virtual notebook that will let you create passwords. As you can see here, you could generate a password to varying characteristics and copy and paste it as your new password. Once you click save, so you copy and then save it as a password, you could make like a new one. Let me show you how to do that here. You click tab, you click this plus sign, and let's say your username was John Smith. Remember, don't make your account something like that because you don't want your real name. John Smith 116. You will then generate a password. You could do this one. I would recommend clicking on this button because it will save it in your copy paste. You select it, it will make the password, and you click save. That will save that account, and like I said, it's kind of like a virtual notebook that will save all your passwords. The good thing is when you have that password, you could go to a website to log into one of your accounts, click on the little icon up there, and that will pretty much let you choose a password and it will autofill it for you. So this is very important for securing your passwords. You don't have to remember all of them anymore, and it's going to give you really good passwords. You don't want to use the same password on every application or device service, because that way if someone gets one of them, they're going to be able to access all of them. So in this part about data breaches, if you've been a part of a data breach, which I assume you have been, you're going to want to change your passwords very frequently. I would honestly suggest every couple of months change the passwords to your most important services just to make sure they don't get infiltrated. However, if you are using 2FA, that's going to help a lot with making sure someone actually can't get into your account in the first place, as I mentioned with Authy Twilio. Now guys, you might be wondering, well, how do I know if I've been part of a data breach? Luckily, there's a website called haveibeenpwned.com that has a notify feature. You enter in your email address, certify you're not a robot, and then it will notify you if your account has been part of any data breaches. So mainly this will be your main email account or something like that to see which accounts on which websites were part of a data breach. So this will email you if it ever happens. So you want to pretty much pick your main email address, and then you could kind of check out your email if it's been part of any breaches, or phone if it's been part of any breaches either. So this will check if your email or phone have been in a data breach prior, and if you need to change your password. So this is another very important thing in your toolbox. All right, guys. So one other thing I would recommend for the data breach section: if you've been part of a data breach, your information might be online and being sold around. Not only that, but your information is already online, what is done by data brokers. You ever heard of white pages in those applications? Well, lots of times old people get scammed, or seniors get scammed, is because their information is freely online, and scammers look up elder citizens and kind of hone down on them. So you want to make sure your real life information is removed online. You could do this with a service called Incogni. I'll put a link in the description and pinned comment down below, of course. This will start scanning these data broker websites and remove your real life information. So basically what you do is you sign up for Incogni and pay for it, and then you'll give it your real life name, address, and things like that. And it'll scan every website that has that information and remove it. So next time a scammer is trying to find information about you to try to take your money or something like that, this website will make it harder for them to find details about you. So this is kind of like in the section of data breaches, just because you don't want your real life information online. Anyways, guys, thanks for checking out this video. I hope that helped. Let me know down in the comments down below if you have any questions. I hope I tried to make everything as easy as possible to explain. Alright guys, if you want any more tips and tricks, make sure to stay tuned on the channel. If anything in this guide confused you and you're still unsure, you could come over to my Discord where I would be gladly to help. You'll find that in the description down below as well. Discord is a free to use chat program, and I have a good community there that will help educate you on privacy and security online with no scammers or anything like that. Anyways guys, thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you again very soon.